All right, thanks, guys. Coming off another pretty good day on Tuesday, went 4-0 in NHL, leans 10-9 in Major League Baseball leans, and we split in the NBA 4 and 4 there. We also pushed on the Patreon pick. That's going to put us at 4-0-2 in our last 6 NBA plays. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into Wednesday's action. It is hump day. The weekend is almost here. We're halfway there. And if you haven't taken notice already, I'm always looking forward to Friday. Always looking forward to the weekend because work sucks. All right, let's take a look at tonight's NBA playoff action, beginning with Utah taking on Houston. 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Houston. The Rockets open the betting as the 8-point favorite, total at 213. And since those markets opened this one up, really not a whole lot of movement on the spread. Pretty good two-way action when it comes to the number there. We did see a little bit of movement downward on the total, down to 212.5. So once again, the Rockets open and remain -8. Total open 213, down to 212.5. 63% of the consensus is leaning toward Houston. 61% of the consensus is leaning toward the over. And when it comes to the money line, Utah is plus 310 for an outright win. Now, Houston is up 3-1. They were up 3-0. Utah picked up a win. So we do have a possibility for a good old-fashioned gentleman's sweep in this one. Houston is 22nd in home offensive field goal percentage, though. So they could still win this one outright, but if you're playing the point spread, you might not be in a bad spot here leaning toward Utah. Once again, Houston, 22nd in home offensive field goal percentage. We're looking at 45.32%, and I actually believe, that's home offensive field goal percentage. So once again, 45.32% in that category there. So they're not shooting all that great from the field on their home court. And they also rank 29th in home offensive rebounding, which is second to last in the NBA. A couple more things to add about Houston. They're covering just 41% of their games at the current point spread. They're also 22nd in home defensive field goal percentage. Their opponents are shooting 46.3% against them at the Toyota Center. And when it comes to this Utah squad on the other side, they've actually been pretty good against the number away from home. They're 24-19 ATS when traveling. They're also 12-9 against the spread when catching the points. The Jazz are covering 60% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread, and they are first in the NBA in road defensive rebounding. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this matchup here. Give me Utah plus 8 and the over 212.5 in that matchup there. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Wednesday's NBA, NHL, and MLB action. But before we go ahead and do that, a couple shout outs we want to take care of. A lot of folks been active in the comment section. It's awesome. It's great to interact with you guys and see what you have to say. I love when you guys post your picks as well. It's really just good for everybody to see what you're playing, what you're on, especially when those folks on YouTube fill out the daily poll that I do in the community section. So if you haven't taken a look at that, there's a community section on my YouTube page, and we do a daily poll every day. It's fantastic to see what everybody's thinking. But anyway, as far as the shout-outs, let's go ahead and get into it. My man PMC05, who shares picks with us almost every day. IREC, Stephen Lewis, Lord James, Eric James, who says, lay it and play it. We have Dennis Floyd, Aaron D, Derek Baldonado, who is kind enough to share his picks with us as well yesterday. We have my man Straight to the Point. We also have Ant Rod, who's been with me pretty much since day one. My good friend Justin De Leon, also in the chat box. We have Average Joe, great name there. I love that one. Reminds me of Dodgeball. Chibaku Tensai, and then we also want to give a shout out to AMTV, who was kind enough to tell me I was wrong on one of my plays. Thanks, AMTV. Really appreciate that. We also have a shout out. Got to give this guy a shout out. Galactus Eater of Pussy. And we suspect that that is Evil Dax. And, you know, when it comes to think of it, who knows how many handles Evil Dax has, but we suspect that Galactus Eater of Pussy is Evil Dax. But anyway, I want to give that guy a shout out. Also want to give a shout out to Some Kind of Guy 100. Winners and Whiners, who they have a page of their own. They actually want to email me, they want me to email them about something. So we'll have to get around to that at some point. We also want to give a shout out to Jared at Sports Gambling Daily. Great guy, great channel. Check him out, Sports Gambling Daily on YouTube. And then last but not least, the caboose, Jerome Jerry Watkins. Love that guy, Jerome Jerry Watkins. Jerome, I don't know if anybody ever called you Jerry in your life, but I'm doing it. Jerome Jerry Watkins. That is the final shout out of the day, customer of the day, viewer of the day, Jerome Jerry Watkins. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some more games. And as always, got to remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/rockpage. We do daily plays on that site. There's a bunch of different memberships and packages you can subscribe to. And like I said, we're 4-0-2 in our last 6 NBA plays. So in our last 6 NBA plays, we've evaded defeat. So that's all you can ask for and more. So anyway, check me out, patreon.com/rockpage. Each and every day you're not subscribed to that channel, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information and, of course, entertainment, which is what it is all about. Link for that website is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/rockpage. I also just opened up a new merchandise site. Yeah, we're selling clothing and we're staying focused. Just one color, black shirts, Brock Page logo on it. They look very, very good. The site is up and running. You can purchase that stuff now, but I'm not going to tell you what the URL is yet because I want to get a sample from this company. I want to see if the shirts came out right. I don't want to sell you guys a less than desirable product. I don't want to sell you a lackluster product, but we do have shirts, hoodies, women's shirts. They're on the printer. They're ready, bearing that Brock Page logo. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Sample should be coming in today or tomorrow, sometime this week. So I'll be sure to wear that on the podcast. You can check that out. If you guys are interested, we can certainly get you hooked up with that link. But anyway, really, really long commercial for me today. Let's go ahead and get into our next and final game for our NBA playoff slate. Remember, all starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the LA Clippers taking on the Golden State Warriors. 10:30 Eastern tip-off in the Bay Area. The Warriors open the betting as the 14.5-point favorite, total at 234.5. We're seeing movement downward on the spread and upward on the total. Golden State down to 14, with the total moving up to 235. So once again, the Warriors open 14.5, down to -14. Total open 234.5, up to 235. 65% are leaning Golden State, 58% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Clippers are plus 1,100 on the money line. Looks like Golden State's up 3-1 in this one, and I believe this could be a gentleman's sweep. No, Clippers won either game 1 or game 2. It was game 2. But anyway, if you like the Clippers just covering an asinine amount of points here, they are 2-1 in their last 3 in this series. They've also been pretty good against a number away from home. 25-18 against the spread when traveling this year. They also ranked 5th in scoring and 2nd in road 3-point percentage. Now, Golden State on the other side, well, they're allowing 112 points per contest at the Oracle Arena. That's going to put them at 21st in that category there. So once again, Golden State allowing 112 points per contest on their home court. They also ranked 22nd in defending the 3-ball. They've covered just 17 out of 43 at home this year. Now, total-wise, Golden State's just 40% to the over in their last 10. Give me the Clippers plus 14 and the under 235 in that game there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some NHL action. We just have one lonely Stanley Cup playoff game, and it is a Game 7, so it's going to be an exciting one. What a great series this has been. We're talking about Carolina taking on the Capitals. 7:30 Eastern puck drop in Washington. The Caps open as the $1.50 favorite, total of 5.5.